माननीय सभापति जी।
Yes, it is further discussion on the resolution regarding the need to bring PPP and project involving our natural resources under the purview of Lokpal. That is moved by Sri K. N. Balagopal. Balagopal got started the speech on 21st February, but he could not complete. So therefore, you continue your speech. You can, Sri K. N. Balagopal.
Thank you, sir. I just introduced the private members resolution on last day, and I'm just saying a few words on the subject. And sir, I am very thankful for you for giving this opportunity. Sir, this is a very serious subject, especially the present day Indian condition warrants a serious discussion and intervention from the government about PPP projects. Sir, there is a lot of complaints about the licensing procedure, the way of conducting of the business, the way of levying of fee by PPP projects. So in my resolution, I gave 6 broad categories. One is about when we are giving the sovereign functions to the PPP area, private sector. For example, the electricity in Delhi, water supply, when we are giving it to the private sector, when the sovereign power is with the private sector, then they are getting the monopoly right. So they can charge any kind of fee. So there should be some regulation, there should be some restriction to calculate about the real actual cost of the sovereign functions. Now also Delhi, electricity charges is a very big issue. Today also it is in the news, and last time Aam Aadmi Party mainly used that for their campaign, and they came to power because of the resentment among the people against the electricity, huge electricity charges. So this is one area of sovereign functions. Then second is that when allotting natural resources, that is also coming. Private sector we are involving. About the 2G spectrum, about coal, about gas pricing, about petroleum, that is an area which needs a lot of government intervention, sir. Then there should be a level playing ground for selecting the PPP partners. Contract should be transparent. There should not be any patriotism. So this area also we should be very specific, sir. Then there should be a specific regulatory mechanism is needed, sir. Now, a lot of agitation is going on in different states. Even the ruling party, Treasury bench MPs are also going for some hunger strike against the huge fee for this toll roads. For example, last year, Bombay Congress MP from Mumbai, he had an indefinite strike there against the huge toll road fees. So there should be a regulator for fixing the toll fees, fixing the user development fees. Then Parliament discussion is, Parliament's supervision is needed for allowing PPP projects. And so finally, in the 6th point is that Lokpal, the PPP projects, which involves a lot of money in their day-to-day business. We under the Lokpal rule, we included the small some organizations which aided schools or aided institutions which are getting some fund from the government, we included them in the Lokpal. But the institutions which are getting thousands of crores are not included in the Lokpal purview. So Lokpal, it should be in the Lokpal's purview. So these are the main points. And I just want to add this area. Sir, this is not this is not only opinion of mine, sir. In his budget speech, the first budget speech, our Honorable Finance Minister spoke in page 20, chapter 5, 110 paragraph. He said there is a specific paragraph about the PPP projects, sir. He said India has emerged as the largest PPP market in the world with over 900 projects in various stages of development. PPP have delivered some of the iconic infrastructures like airports, ports, highways, which are seen as models for development globally. But we have also seen the weakness of the PPP framework, the rigidities in contractual arrangements, the need to develop more nuanced and sophisticated models of contracting and develop quick dispute redressal mechanism. An institution to provide support to mainstreaming PPPs called 3P India will be set up with a corpus of 500 crores. Sir, in the budget speech itself, the minister said that PPP in India, yes, I am also of the opinion that we cannot avoid PPP, maybe, we need it. But in the name of PPP, it should be streamlined. Finance Minister himself is saying that they want to make a 3P India, an institution, to control the PPP models in India. But unfortunately, the practices which is coming out is against the expectation of the country. He said India is the largest market of PPP projects. 900 PPP projects are there. But 1P, some discussions also here, when we are writing the PPP, the 1P, public-private partnership is there, but the P stands for private is very big. Sir, public is small, partnership is small. The private is very big. That is the issue in India. Sir, as a coincidence, the same PPP which, when the resolution when we are taking, today's Hindu newspaper, they wrote an editorial today about the PPP projects. They also said positively about the need of the PPP projects, but in the final sentence, Hindu is saying the government and its agencies must work on a new framework for PPP to make them attractive to investors and at the same time affordable to the users and consumers. Sir, the newspaper, many news items are coming, even editorial is coming about the PPP which is not running in a proper way. Sir, the same day when we are speaking about the PPP, today C&AG's report, today it is placed, audit report about the Mumbai airport. Mumbai and Delhi are very important airports and developed through PPP models. Sir, in Mumbai, today's C&AG report says in page 7, gap in funding and development fee. They are saying that the original project cost for MEAL, that is Mumbai International Airport Limited, it was 5,826 crores was the estimate. And after 2-3 times of the cost escalation, instead of 5,826, it went up to near about 11,000, sir. More than 11, near about 12,000 it went up. And C&AG is saying that earlier there was no condition for levying development fee. But with Airport Economic Regulatory Authority's approval to levy of development fund of 3,400 crores in December 2012, they introduced a new development fund and they collected near about 3,400 crores, sir. And the original private partners percentage was only 888 crores for the total project. And it was not increased. And the funding from the government as development fee is increased. So how the looting is going on in the country, sir, this is what is happening. And the C&AG again saying about the commercial exploitation of 190 acres of land. 190 acres of land in the heart of the city of Mumbai is given for the development, commercial exploitation. The original developer of that company, they brought only 888 crores rupees, sir. And they are saying that it is 12,000 crore is the total cost. And they are not making any single penny more. They are collecting 3,400 crores from the passengers, poor passengers who are traveling in the airport. And in addition to that, they are getting 190 acres of land in Mumbai, means at least it is some 35,000 crore rupees. 200 crore per acre is not a huge amount in Mumbai, sir. So this is happening in the name of PPP, sir. So what we are saying is these experiences are showing what actually is happening in the name of PPP in the country. Sir, this is 15th July's Business Standard, sir. In Business Standard newspaper, sir, no, I am not, you are looking regularly to the clock. I am not going much because others are going to speak.
Proceed. No, I am not. You proceed, don't worry.
Sir, this is Business Standard on 15th of July. I am not taking much time because other learned members are going to speak, I think.
No, you proceed.
Sir, this is, they are saying about monetization of Delhi land of GMR airport. Sir, I just now spoke about the Mumbai airport, MEAL. What actually happened in MEAL, C&AG report is there. In Delhi airport, I personally moved a statutory resolution when the government took a decision to allow them to collect development fee. At that time, without any proper contractual agreement, the government allowed them to collect development fee. And some consumer organizations went to the court. They said this airport has collected they collected some money which is illegal. There is no rule. There is no rule. Then I asked the question in the parliament, how much money they collected? it is revealed that 1,481 crores Delhi airport they collected without without any proper law. Immediately, I wrote to the Prime Minister, don't allow that. And Civil Aviation Minister, the former Civil Aviation Minister is sitting here. I wrote to them. Then what the government did? Immediately, the government brought a rule amendment allowing Airport Economic Regulatory Authority to allow them to collect. And they collected, sir. And from the question, it is revealed that 1,481 crores they already collected. And after that 3 years, they collected more than 5,000 crores, sir. And that is the actual cost of the Delhi project. It was 8,000 crores. 8,000 crores was the original cost for Delhi airport. Then, because of time lag, they again assessed it as 12,000 crores. For making this gap of 8,000 to 12,000 crore, they decided to collect development fee. And they collected already. But what is in this news, sir? It is quite astonishing that GMR, they are saying that 200 acres of land is with them. Already they sold 45 acres of land, 45 hotels are already constructed there. That they sold around 2,000 crores. Now, what the GMR spokesperson spoke to Business Standard that they are giving. They are saying that 200 acres, at least 100 crore per acre they will get. If it is 100 crore per acre, 20,000 crores they will get additional. Sir, they spent only near about less than 1,000 crores. They built an airport with 8,000 crores as estimate. Then they finally said, without any audit, without any evaluation, without any analysis or study, they said that our cost is 12,000 crores. And for 12,000 crores, they were allowed to collect development fund, development fee from the passengers. They are giving that money. International passengers are giving 1,500 per head per travel. And they are collected that. And now they have a land mass with them which can be sold by them, which costs around 40,000 crore in the market value, sir.
Are they allowed to sell that?
Yes.
Are they allowed to sell them?
They are allowed
freely?
As per their contract.
Freely.
As per their contract, they can allow, sir. This is 40,000 crores, sir, in the name of poor people. Today in the special mention, I moved a resolution here, sir.
Somebody from the government should take note of this.
It is allowed.
Okay.
I better check it up. We don't know as yet because what the agreement is between them and the government is still to be seen by us. Only after that can we give a reply on this one.
Contractual agreement, sir. And today in the morning, I moved a special mention, sir. The poor people who are workers who are going to Gulf and other areas in this international airport, sir, they are getting 10,000 or 8,000, 7,000 rupees as they are going in a group. When we are traveling at the airport, we can see that these people are going for a tea, even for us. When we are going for a tea or coffee, it is 150, 200 rupees. Now only those kind of shops are there. Earlier in airports, you will get 10 or 20, 30 rupees. Now, even in the premises, near the premises of the airport, there is a coffee which is costing more than 150 or 200. This kind of charging they are making all this money. And sir, in the name of this PPP development, we cannot allow this kind of huge, it is not a profit, sir. We cannot say that 1,000% or 10,000% is not profit, sir. That is actually, we are siphoning the state exchequer to their own pocket, sir. This is happening, sir. Then the same day, Business Standard is giving, government imposes $579 million fresh penalty for Reliance Industries. That is also about gas. Nothing is to be elaborated, sir. That also another CAG report is there, 35,000 crores. When they started their excavation, there is this kind of some allegation was there, some charges by the CAG is there, sir. So this is happening in the name of the PPP, sir. So if we take the example of 900 PPP projects, in Kerala we don't have much PPP projects, but there is a national highway, lot of agitation is going on there. They are getting 100 or 200% profit on the investment they are making. Every national highway project is like that. One day, one of the famous companies, when we discussed casual talk, he said there was a partner with us for making a road project. But finally, they ditched. The partner ditched. But even then, we are getting 100% return back. They are getting 300. This is an example of the road work going on in the country, sir. So, many cases came in the floor also, sir. In the name of PPP, this should not be done, sir. This is the general issue, sir. Sir, Delhi, The example is there, sir. I am concluding, sir. In Delhi, the example is there. Electricity, huge electricity charge hike. In the name of ultra mega power project, they are saying that even less than 1 rupee or 1 rupee 50 paisa, we can make a unit of current. Sir, what is happening? Today's newspaper are also covering the news about the electricity hike. It is very huge. And, sir, C&AG audit is going on there. C&AG audit, earlier the company said that C&AG audit cannot be there. But the Supreme Court said, when the government funding is involved, government is involved, C&AG audit can be there. C&AG audit is going on. Even then, at that time, they increased the electricity charge here. So, sir, C&AG audit can be done for the airports, there for the national highways, there for the PPP, other PPP projects. What we request from the part of the government, there should be a streamlining in the name of PPP. Railway Ministry is here. He is always smiling, but Kerala people are thinking that you are not about railway budget, I should not say. But even though he is smiling, we are not getting anything from him. That is what,
at least there is a good smile.
Yeah, we are getting a good smile, sir. So,
for the interruption here, took my name. Practically, the routes in Kerala are so congested. I am unable to even get a new train on the track. And even other constraints are also there. Feasibilities are not there. So,
Try to complete the doubling as early as possible.
Yes, Chairman, I made up my mind. I will call all the MPs of Kerala and I will sit with my officers and I will sort out and I will see that there will be no discrimination against Kerala. Instead of discrimination, I will have more and more projects for Kerala in future.
No, you should, Mr. Minister, you should concentrate on, no, please. You should, see, Mr. Minister, you should concentrate on doubling of the line. Yes. So that you can,
Yes,
so doubling should be
Chairman,
completed.
sir, certainly I will take care of after the budget session is over. Certainly, I told Rajiv ji that I will call all of them and I will talk to them.
For 3-4 years, sir, and waiting for
Sir, thank you for the...
Okay, now come to your subject.
Sir,
Balgopal, come to your subject.
Thank you for the generous intervention by the minister. We are very thankful, and I hope that we can also smile like you in the future. Sir, I am. No, sir. Because PPP, railway is also now announcing a lot of PPP. Defense is announcing a lot of PPP.
Now you have to conclude.
When this government should study from UPA 2, sir. UPA 2, the earlier government, they did a lot of mistakes. That is why they failed in the examination. But they should not act like UPA 3. They should not act like UPA 3. The examination which gave the result to them should not follow the same path.
So you want them to pass in the next examination. Mr. Balgopal, that means you want them to pass in the next examination.
Because as students, they should work for that. But people of the country may not allow that, sir. That is another thing. But they should work for, sir. I am requesting the government to accept this resolution, sir.
Yes, Balgopal, you finish.
Sir, I am requesting the government.
Okay.
I am requesting the government. Sir, my request is, this is not a political question, sir.
Okay, please.
So my request is to accept. This is basic principles which you can accept. That
okay, thank you. Sri Manishankar Iyer. Manishankar Iyer.
Mr. Deputy Chairman, sir, I rise to support my friend Comrade Balagopal in the propositions that he has placed before the House, except for the very last one, which I think unfortunately indicted the previous government. But the fact of the matter is that India has become the world's biggest market for PPP because the private sector within India and outside knows that they can make any amount of money with virtually no regulation, riding on the back of the government and doing whatever they want. That is why we are so popular. If we were to introduce a proper regulatory regime, if there were to be conditionalities applying even to the expression PPP, after all, in terms of today's language, the private investor can put in 1 rupee, and if the government puts in 10,000 crore rupees, it still becomes a PPP. Therefore, we have to be, if we are going to move out of the model that Jawaharlal Nehru gave us, which I think is a very unfortunate thing,
that our country is doing. But leaving that to one side, if we are going to move out of the Nehruvian model, we must understand what is the new model we are going into. We assumed, I think, in the UPA government, that as we were only very tentatively moving in the direction of PPP, that on the basis of the experience gathered, we could progressively make laws, provisions, regulations that would enable us to attract private money into these projects, but at the same time enable the state to keep a strict watch and strict regulation over what is happening. But I think beyond our expectations, the way in which the private sector, both foreign and Indian, rushed into this new avenue of operation was because they spotted, as the private sector usually does, opportunities for making money which innocent government servants and even more innocent ministers could not have dreamt up in their wildest dreams. And that is probably why they are bureaucrats and ministers and not businessmen. But now that we have this experience of the examples that were cited by Comrade Balagopal, they're really alarming that with very small amounts of investment, they're able to garner the bulk of the profits that arise, and to do so at the expense of the people. Now, surely, sir, in a private-public project or a private-public project, there ought to be also a fourth P added, the people. Are the people not to be taken into account in determining the PPP model? So now, sir, that we have derived from our experience what happens with the PPP model, can we not determine, A, which are the limited number of sectors into which we should encourage PPP? Secondly, what are the conditionalities that will be imposed on those wishing to take advantage of PPP? Third, how is the big P, to use Comrade Balagopal's argument, how is the big P to be the public and not the private? Sir, the Nehruvian model was based on the commanding heights of the economy being controlled by the government, by the state. Now the state, for the last 20 years virtually, has abandoned the commanding heights of the economy, thinking that you can leave a vacuum at the commanding heights. But because the commanding heights do not allow a vacuum, the very big oligopolists in India have entered into those commanding heights. And apart from being in the commanding heights of the economy, they are now determining the commanding heights of our politics. And our present government is a very good example of that. In these circumstances, I think it is extremely necessary that in the guise of public-private partnerships, we do not get an unnecessary and undesirable domination of our politics by the corporate sector, either on its own or with its comprador friends in the government. That, unfortunately, is the consequence of abandoning the socialist ideology, which has been mentioned as a sacred constitutional duty in our constitution. We've given up that socialism that is in our constitution. And in consequence of that, we are getting not capitalism, we are getting crony capitalism. And now the state is increasingly becoming a partner of that crony capitalism without putting in place all the conditionalities, the regulations, the laws that are required for controlling this beast. I use the word with the utmost caution. I call it a beast because it is capable of devouring our economy, it's capable of devouring our people, and its first desire, unlike human beings who like a nice fat animal to eat, they devour first the lean and hungry Indians. And therefore, it is absolutely vital that when the finance minister presents his first budget and goes on repeating PPP, 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 as if it was some sort of mantra, and completely forgets to mention two words, Panchayat Raj. They don't exist in his vocabulary, although they constitute parts 9 and 9A of the Constitution. That when this kind of mentality has come to dominate the treasury benches, when they have forgotten Gandhi and they have forgotten Nehru and they have never learned Marx, that they should allow themselves to become the agents of a small body of people who wish to control and exploit our economy, when they have even forgotten all the business about Swabhiman and Swadeshi, which we used to hear from them in the happy old days, that in these circumstances, what Mr. Balagopal has asked for, that we insist upon all those conditionalities being introduced into this PPP model that I think rather unfortunately we have adopted. It may be necessary, but if this is necessary, it is a necessary evil and should be leached of its evil before it's made only necessary. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Manishankaraya. Now, Mr. Anil Desai. There are some other names.
Yeah, I'm there. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Chair. To speak on the resolution moved by K.N. Balagopal in this House, with your permission, I would like to place before the House few facts that are analyzed by me. PPP model has been of great importance in these days, and it has been very much ascertained by the present government under Honorable Modi ji. And the way now the speaker who sort of criticized on this subject, the stance or the stand being taken by the NDA government, I think that doesn't go well, because these are the very measures which were initiated by the UPA government, but failures on their count to really take this measure forward has to some extent messed with the economy, and we are left with what we are today. But certainly under Modi ji's leadership, this government would take this on a very high-scale drive, and people of India would certainly, they will be experiencing the progressive India in time to come. As far as the licensing and levying of the fees are concerned, with major departments like water supply, electricity supply, infrastructural projects which are coming up, and levying of the fees where people are concerned, people at large are concerned. Things need to be checked, and this is not a big deal, or this is not a very complicated task if you have proper checks at proper places. And I think where we failed yesterday, today we can rectify all those mistakes, and we can put proper checks, proper stricter watch, social audits wherever it demands, like projects like, be it a hospital, be it a big school, or even university, or infrastructural projects like building up the roads, where levying of the fees is concerned, like Balagopal correctly said, that development of the airports, what happened in Mumbai, the thing which came up with some 6,500 crore development which was spent on development of the airports by private parties, where the things went wrong, why the delay was there, why the project which was given a stipulated certain period of time and why that was not completed, and the why cost variations took place, and what happened ultimately. people at large, general people, passengers, they are being taxed for the development fees, various things, all the facilities which are coming up at the airports because of its making it renovation of the airports, refurbishing of the airports. The things which should have been given at a real affordable rates, the things at present, they are beyond the capacity of passengers. And passengers have to suffer because it is not a thing that the air travel is a luxury of these days. It's a necessity. It has become a regular mode of transport now. And in these days, if a passenger, he is not averse to spending whatever the charges, whatever the air travel charges are, but beyond that, if he is made to pay the fees which is beyond his capacity, that makes dearer. And if it doesn't affect the upper strata of the society, but it does affect the medium class people and the upcoming people who really contribute to the nation. In departments like water supply, electricity supply, you have to be really careful what is happening in Mumbai, like this thing, like Reliance Energy is there, Tata Power Production is there, where they need to be checked as far as the distribution and the cost which is coming up on the consumers. That should be regulated in a proper manner. If these checks are put at proper levels, if it is ensured by the state government with the directives from the center, I mean, I think this will be a very easy thing to do. If not easy, but it can be definitely regulated, and people will feel that yes, government stands by them. Today, the CAG report which has come regarding, which has referred that lot many CAG reports are will be tabled. One of them will be, of course, with petroleum and petroleum prices and petroleum products. Now, it has just cited that petroleum pricing policy, being a faulty pricing policy, between the period 2007 to 2012, these companies, the state-run companies, public-owned companies, have made huge profits because of faulty pricing. And if faulty pricing policy is properly checked, in time to come, the petroleum prices can be regulated, can be put in check, and that will definitely put a halt to spiraling and rising prices in the country of the commodities which concern the people at large. Now in PPP, here in budget speech of the finance minister, he has put a immense thrust on these projects and provided for 500 crores. And it should be really seen as to what kind of private players they come into the field and how do their antecedents should be checked, and really, I mean, the social cause is adhered to and social cause is really given trust or not. That should be checked before the contracts are awarded to these people, so that in PPP that people will not suffer. Now, regarding Mumbai airports also, where the land acquisition took place, Airport Authority of India, the officials we had seen during our horizontal checks when we go for the COPU meetings. During that, when we had a discussion with the officials of AAI, lot many things which had taken place, that not only passengers as such, but employees had to also suffer because of the misgivings misgivings which took place in handling the issue of airports. That needs to be done, because it is not only one segment of the people that of the public that suffers. It suffers on lot many counts. As far as other sectors are concerned, like banking, insurance. Now, insurance also, the FDI, which has been it is in the offing that it is being increased from 26 to 49%. Now, we'll have to see, the India government would definitely put a thrust, and serious examination will be done on account that when the foreign direct capital, which was restricted to 26%, what were the things, what impact did it do in penetration of insurance sector, insurance in India. Because this, I'll just complete in a minute. Because they were supposed, when FDI in insurance sector was opened with a view that insurance sector, that periphery or the radius of the insurance, that penetration should be done, because India has got a lot, very good scope as far as insurance is concerned. But whether that was done by these private players, it was not so, because they stuck to only urbanized areas, only in urban cities they did their insurance, and where they were supposed to take the insurance in the rural areas, they didn't do that, because in rural areas there was much more of a social responsibility factor which was involved, and there was not much of a premium, so it was profitability was not there as compared to the urban areas, cities. So they remained at a traditional insurance, and that resulted into failures, because level playing field was not given to the public-run state-owned companies. So that is the grey area, that is the biggest area where government should be concerned. Whether this will be, or if you increase the FDI, that limit from 26 to 49, is it going to help to the country, or are we going to be stuck there where we were yesterday, or really it is going to take us back where the regression will take place? This is to be seen.
Thank
With
you.
this,
Thank you, Mr. Anil.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. Now, Dr. Keshav Rao wants to leave to catch his flight. The other members who have given their names, if they agree, the floor may be given to him.
Thank, first of all, not only the chairman, but the members who are yielding the time for me. Thank you. I will not take more than 3 minutes. Thank you, sir. Sir, this is very important. I have raised to join not only the concern, but coupled with the caution of Mr. Iyer. We must understand whenever we are talking about PPP, it is not only because we are putting all the eggs in one basket. Read the railway budget, or read the general budget, or read the entire campaign of yours, not to speak of your the perception of people about you as a business-oriented party. I mean, I'm not trying to please criticize you, but it is a perception. Quite possibly it's wrong, but there is a left and right feeling in this country, so this could be one. But against that background, when we read about PPP and also the finance minister going all about to say that he is right from first sentence to last sentence, if he only goes on drumming the PPP, not to say what exactly the economics of PPP is, which I would not like to make academic and tell you later, but question today is putting all the eggs in PPP is driving us to some kind of a disaster. Please understand, I would not take much time because I'm just sitting on others' time. Question is, Mr. Balgopal, honorable member, has raised 3-4 issues. I'll raise. Because it's not the first time. We did talk about this earlier in this very house. Me as a ruling party member at that time. We said what was happening to GMR. We gave 5,000. What did he do? He did not build an airport. Let us understand that. 5-kilometer stretch is his own private property. Then he would not have hotels anywhere around. He will sell tea for 100 rupees. That is a service charge, I mean, some kind of a user's charge. He will sell the belt for 2,000 rupees. I gave the list. Now, later, what did he do? He just took some part of the land and built up hotels. Not 1, 3 hotels. Then, I'm not talking of restaurant, I'm talking of the 5-star hotels which he has built. Now, I would like to go for other ideas, other projects, like what is called as conventional halls, then malls, blah, 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 let us leave them. How did they all come out? It is because of the contracts that you entered into, the agreements you have entered into. And today when the reason for why I got it, today when the finance minister gets up and says, rigidities in contract arrangements have to be looked into. What are the rigidities in your view, Mr. Minister? It is the nuanced and sophisticated models of contracting and develop quick dispute redressal mechanism. What is dispute? People are not getting the disputes here. It is the one who is joining you in the PPP, one who is coming through PPA, one who has joined you with some kind of land which is my land, not your government land, we have taken it under acquisition. Giving me the price not one, all right, you gave me 4 times. But does it stand 4 times only when you have built up the airport? It became 40 times. What we sold for 4,000 crores to GMR is today 50,000 crores only according to their own reports, according to their own accounts. Whose money is this? You have taken us from us. You have acquired from us. So it should be mine. I always thought public-private projects should mean, public means the people. Government is a trustee, but here it is not happening like that. And the Prime Minister is again on record to say he will add another P to this. There are people. I don't know what exactly happened to public and people. Whatever it is, I would rather the 6 points that Mr. Balgopal has raised, they deserve your serious consideration, because all of you, whether we say it or not, withstanding our protests, I'm sure withstanding the genuine popular protests in this country, the poor man's urges which go into wilderness, you will go your own way. But do go, but please understand, the development economics is still a concept. It is not a full-fledged economics at all. Development is not the empirical. What is output? What is hidden? What is inherent? That is economics. Today in a development economics, you must look into that. If I am giving the land, it might not be 4 times according to your calculation. It could be 40,000 times once a development reaches. That is a concept we have to understand. So PPP, since you are saying that you will get into it, you will have a relook. All that the honorable member asked is, please have a relook from the people's point of view. You are giving a sovereign, where the sovereign right is there, the charges, you are transferring them to increase as they like. Sir, I will give another example of Andhra Pradesh. We have highways, special highways built all, because all of us are contractors. All of our MPs at that time were contractors. They built all the roads. Today what is happening, sir? The kind of money they collect, as Mr. Balgopal has said, for 3,000 rupees, it has gone up to 30,000 or 40,000. Here, they go on collecting it. There is no end to it, because agreement did not speak of it. There has to be some kind of a monitoring, some kind of a overlooking machine. That should only, according to him, should come to this parliament. But I think whether parliament or not, parliamentary empowered committee should look into that. Because you need to involve the people in an issue where you take our name, but deal with something which only is done at the cost of people. It is always taken as if it is for people. These projects are at the cost of people. I don't want to speak about the 2Gs or CMGs and all that he has referred to. It has become, there cannot be a greater scandalous project than the PPPs today we have, except for a few which are running. They are certainly adding to our strength, they are certainly adding to our development. When you are asking for 8% GDP, certainly you need this, but please have look so that they do not really scandalize the very economy and ruin us in our lives. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Kesava. Now, Mr. Anil Kumar Sarani, or present. Where is he?
उपसभापति महोदय, श्री के.एन. बालगोपाल द्वारा जो लाए गए गैर सरकारी चर्चा के लिए आज जो समय दिए उसके लिए धन्यवाद। साथ ही मैं धन्यवाद देना चाहता हूं श्री के.एन. बालगोपाल जी को भी कि जिन्होंने गरीब गुरबा शोषित उपेक्षित की बात को रखने की आज इस सदन में कोशिश की है। आज निजी क्षेत्र के माध्यम से जो गरीबों को लूटा जा रहा है उसे बताने का इन्होंने काम किया है और सदन को साथ साथ देश को भी यह बताने के काम किए हैं। आज जो पीपीपी पब्लिक प्राइवेट प्रोजेक्ट, इसके माध्यम से जिस प्रकार से हर चीज़ का दाम को बढ़ाया जा रहा है, हर क्षेत्र में इनका जो प्रभाव बढ़ते जा रहा है, इससे ऐसा लगता है कि आने वाले दिनों में जो है सो इस यहाँ का जो सार्वजनिक क्षेत्र है, जो यहाँ काम करने वाले जो लोग हैं उन लोगों को उपेक्षा होता जा रहा है, जिसके कारण से आज देख लीजिए किस प्रकार से जो आज इस देश में नक्सलवाद और माओवाद का जो बढ़ावा हो रहा है, ये प्राइवेट कंपनी के आने से जो हर जगह पर दाम बढ़ाया जा रहा है, चाहे वह जो है सो एयरपोर्ट पर हो, चाहे बिजली में हो, चाहे वह जो है शिक्षा क्षेत्र में हो, हर क्षेत्र में प्राइवेट को जो बढ़ावा दिया जा रहा है। मैं पूछना चाहता हूं सरकार से कि इस माध्यम से कि पीपीपी के माध्यम क्या जो सार्वजनिक जो प्राइवेट सेक्टर वाले हैं वो कमाते रहे और गरीब पीपी वाले पीते रहे, वो लोग पीते रहे, शराब पीते रहे जो है सो, और जो चीज पी कर इसका दूसरा भी माध्यम आप इसका निकाल सकते हैं कि इसमें जो है सो आरक्षण होना चाहिए। जो प्राइवेट सेक्टर है उसमें आप आरक्षण देने की बात कर रहे हैं कि नहीं? जिस प्रकार से सरकारी चीजों दे रहे हैं आप आरक्षण हर चीज में, सरकारी संसाधनों में, उसी प्रकार से प्राइवेट वाले जो भी काम करते हैं उसमें आरक्षण की व्यवस्था किया जा रहा है कि नहीं? चाहे वो मंडल कमीशन के आधार पर आरक्षण जो है उसमें लागू किया जाना चाहिए, और जो हमारे शेड्यूल कास्ट और शेड्यूल ट्राइब को जो मिलता है आरक्षण, वो भी आरक्षण इस पीपीपी को, तब जाकर आप उसको जो है सो मान्यता दे काम करने के लिए। और जो जिस प्रकार से दाम बढ़ाया जा रहा है, अभी जो हमारे बाल गोपाल जी बोल रहे थे कि 10,000 करोड़ और 35,000 करोड़ पीपीएल को आप लोगों ने दिए हैं और 9,900 पीपीएल प्रोजेक्ट यहाँ पर काम करने के लिए आ रहा है। क्या इसमें वो आरक्षण देने का व्यवस्था आपने किया है? क्या आरक्षण देकर आप जो गरीब शोषित उपेक्षित है, जो अभी तक जो हमारे नौजवान जो बेरोजगार है उसको काम देने के लिए कर रहे हैं कि नहीं? और जो बिजली क्षेत्र में आ रहा है, चाहे जो हवाई जहाज में, चाहे एयरपोर्ट पर जो आ रहा है, उसमें आप क्या कर रहे हैं? उसमें जो है सो हमारे जो और भी हैं शॉर्ट नाम से जो आप जानते हैं बीपीएल, आप जो है सो बीपीएल वालों को उसमें क्या कर रहे हैं? एक तरफ जो सार्वजनिक क्षेत्र में है बीपीएल वाले को भी उसमें आप सुविधा दिवाइए, एपीएल वाले को भी सुविधा दिवाइए, जिसका जो काम जो चल रहा है निचले स्तर पर, जो सबसे निचले स्तर पर जो गरीब है उसको भी उसमें आप भागीदारी देने का काम करेंगे, तब जाकर आपका जो है सो ये आगे बढ़ेगा। दोनों को मिलकर इसको आगे बढ़ाने की आवश्यकता है आज इस देश में। और इस देश में जो निजी क्षेत्र को बढ़ावा देने की जो बात चल रही है और हर क्षेत्र में निजी क्षेत्र को देकर सुविधा देने की बात चल रही है, एक तरह से मैं कहना चाहता हूं इस सदन के माध्यम से, और जो ये चर्चा के लिए लाया गया है, यह जो है सो एक गुलामी की ओर हम लोगों को ले जाया जा रहा है। जो एक तरह से सभी जो है सो सार्वजनिक क्षेत्र को बंद करके प्राइवेट सेक्टर को जो है सो आगे कर और एक तरह से शोषण करने की बात हो रही है इस देश में। मैं इस चर्चा के माध्यम से आप लोगों से मैं निवेदन करना चाहता हूं कि इसमें गरीब गुरबा का भी इसमें हक मिले। मैं ज्यादा नहीं बोलते हुए सिर्फ यही विचार देना चाहता हूं कि अगर यह प्राइवेट सेक्टर जो चलाना चाहते हैं उसमें आप जांच करें कि इसमें जो है सो इसमें आरक्षण लागू कर रहा है कि नहीं। अगर आरक्षण लागू जो नहीं करता है उसे आप जो है सो लाइसेंस नहीं दे, उसे काम करने का परमिशन नहीं दे, जब तक इसमें आरक्षण नहीं दे। मंडल कमीशन को जरा शेड्यूल कास्ट शेड्यूल ट्राइब को इसमें जो है सो जगह मिलना चाहिए। इन्हीं चंद शब्दों के साथ मैं पुनः श्री बाल गोपाल जी को, यह पूरे देश को जो ध्यान आकर्षित किए हैं, सदन का ध्यान आकर्षित किए हैं, इसके माध्यम से पूरे देश को जो इन्होंने एक संदेश दिया है, मैं इसके लिए इन्हें धन्यवाद देता हूं। जय हिंद।
Thank you, Mr. Anil Kumar Sarani. Now, Mr. Munawar Salim.
माननीय सभापति महोदय, भाई बाल गोपाल जी का जो मतालबा है, जो बिल है, अच्छा तो ये होता कि पूरा सदन भरा होता और पूरा देश सुनता, वो ऐसा महत्वपूर्ण विषय है। मैं सोचता हूँ मैं अपनी बात को यहाँ से शुरू करूँ। खाके वतन का मुझको हर जर्रा देवता है। माननीय सभापति महोदय, हिंदुस्तान जब आज़ाद हुआ था तो उसमें मोहनदास करमचंद गांधी ने ये ख्वाब देखा था कि एक ऐसा भारत होगा जिसमें ग्राम स्वराज होगा, एक ऐसा भारत होगा जिसमें खादी होगी, एक ऐसा भारत होगा जिसमें छोटे छोटे उद्योग होंगे, एक ऐसा भारत होगा गांधी जी ने कहा था कि ऐ हिंदुस्तानियों, गांव शहर बसाए हैं इंसान ने और गांव बसाए हैं भगवान ने, यानी जब भगवान की बस्ती सुंदर होगी तभी देश सुंदर होगा। माननीय अध्यक्ष महोदय, मेरे देश की अर्थव्यवस्था की शुरुआत होती है लोहिया के चौखंबा राज से, लेकिन अभी बोल रहे थे मेरे साथी, मैं नाम नहीं लेना चाहता, बड़ा क्रांतिकारी भाषण दे रहे थे और शैतान तक कह रहे थे प्राइवेटाइजेशन की व्यवस्था को। अच्छा होता कि वो अपनी पार्टी के अंदर इस बहस को चलाते। जब इस देश में डंकल की आहट हुई तो मेरे नेता मुलायम सिंह यादव ने पूरे हिंदुस्तान से कहा कि ऐ हिंदुस्तानियों, तुम्हें मुनाफे का आईना दिखाकर ये लूट के ले जाएंगे, ये विकृत पूंजीवादी व्यवस्था है, इसको मत आने दो। लेकिन अध्यक्ष महोदय फिर भी डंकल आया। और माननीय उपाध्यक्ष महोदय, मैं कहना चाहता हूं, आज मेरे साथी बाल गोपाल का जो दर्द है वो हिंदुस्तान के 100 करोड़ लोगों का दर्द है। अगर किसी क्षेत्र में फायदा नहीं है तो प्राइवेट कंपनियां क्यों आती हैं वहां? कभी कोई प्राइवेट कंपनी देहात में नहीं गई, सब शहरों में आती हैं, और इसलिए आती हैं कि उन्हें मुनाफा है वहां। हम सोचते हैं कि जब हिंदुस्तान आजाद हुआ था तो टेरलिन और टेरिकाट का बहुत जलवा था कपड़ों की दुनिया में, और बहुत दिन तक वो चलते थे। लेकिन इसके बाद भी जब अलीगढ़ मुस्लिम यूनिवर्सिटी में महात्मा गांधी ने कहा कि अंग्रेजी लिबास जलाओ, तो तारीख गवाह है, पहाड़ बन गया था अंग्रेजी लिबास का, और हमने सस्ती खादी धारण कर ली थी और ये कसम खाई थी कि आधी रोटी खाएंगे, भारत को आजाद कराएंगे। तो अब ये मुनाफे के नाम पे जो कुछ हो रहा है, विकास के नाम पे जो कुछ हो रहा है, मैं सोचता हूं अध्यक्ष महोदय ये एक मुट्ठी भर लोगों के लिए हो रहा है। उपाध्यक्ष महोदय, जब तक देश के हर व्यक्ति के हाथ में काम नहीं होगा, जब तक समग्र विकास नहीं होगा, तब तक भारत विकसित नहीं होगा। ऐसा नहीं हो सकता कि शरीर का कुछ हिस्सा बलवान हो जाए और कुछ हिस्सा कमजोर रहे, तो शरीर कमजोर ही कहलाएगा, ताकतवर नहीं कहलाएगा। इसलिए जो प्राइवेटाइजेशन की व्यवस्था है, इस पे लंबी और बड़ी डिबेट होना चाहिए। ये हमारे नेता डॉक्टर लोहिया ने जब भारत आजाद हुआ तब कहा था कि उपनिवेशवाद से हम जीत चुके, लेकिन नव उपनिवेशवाद अर्थव्यवस्था के पुल पे सवार होके आएगा। ऐ हिंदुस्तानियों, तुम्हें अब आगे उससे लड़ना है। हम 70-60 साल बाद देख रहे हैं कि हमारी नव उपनिवेशवाद से लड़ाई हो रही है। और वर्तमान सरकार, अध्यक्ष महोदय, वर्तमान सरकार तो स्वदेशी के नाम पे बनी है। वर्तमान सरकार के जो कार्यकर्ता हैं, जो कैडर है, वो सरकार में तो पिछली सरकार से ज्यादा स्वदेशी का और भारतीयता का नारा लगता रहा है, लेकिन अर्थव्यवस्था में जब हम देख रहे हैं तो विदेशी का कब्जा है। सिर्फ विकसित होना मुट्ठी भर लोगों के विकसित होने से भारत विकसित नहीं होगा। भारत को विकसित होने के लिए उन देहातों में जाना होगा जो देहात हमारी तकदीर है। वो देहात जिसे गांधी ने कहा था कि ये भगवान की बस्ती है, जब तक वो विकसित नहीं होंगे, जब तक वो सुविधा संपन्न नहीं होंगे, जब तक उनका माइग्रेशन नहीं रुकेगा, जब तक पूंजी लगाने वाला उन देहात के क्षेत्रों में पूंजी नहीं, ग्रामीण क्षेत्रों में पूंजी नहीं लगाएगा, तब तक सिर्फ वो हिंदुस्तान को लूट के ले जाने वाला है। इस पर हम पूरे 120 करोड़ भारतवासियों को जागना चाहिए, क्योंकि ये आर्थिक गुलामी का मसला है। माननीय अध्यक्ष महोदय, नीम हमारा नहीं रहा। भारत की धरती पे पैदा होने वाला नीम, जिससे बनने वाली दवाएं हमारे शास्त्रों में लिखी हैं, आज नीम पेटेंट हो गया, नीम ले गया विदेशी हमसे छीन के, पीपल ले गया छीन के, हल्दी ले गया छीन के। तो माननीय उपाध्यक्ष महोदय, आज का विषय भाई बाल गोपाल जी को मैं मुबारकबाद देता हूं। उन्होंने ऐसा सवाल छेड़ा है जो 100 करोड़ भारतवासियों का दर्द है, जो भारत की अर्थव्यवस्था से जुड़ा हुआ है। कुछ लोग कह रहे थे कि नेहरू जी का समाजवाद एक मुकम्मल समाजवाद था। कुछ लोग कह रहे हैं कि वर्तमान जो व्यवस्था है, अर्थव्यवस्था, इसी से भारत विकसित होगा। मैं अपनी बात को मुख्तसर में यहाँ अंत करता हूँ कि जब तक ग्राम स्वराज का सपना नहीं देखोगे, जब तक हर हाथ को काम नहीं दोगे, जब तक लोहिया के चौखंबा को नहीं पढ़ोगे, जब तक भारत विकसित नहीं होगा। भारत का कुछ हिस्सा विकसित हो सकता है, कुछ एयरपोर्ट सुंदर हो सकते हैं, कुछ स्टेशन सुंदर हो सकते हैं, लेकिन 7.5 लाख गांव सुंदर नहीं होंगे जब तक भारत सुंदर नहीं होगा। इसलिए भारत की अर्थव्यवस्था की खूबी ये होना चाहिए कि हिंदुस्तान के 120 करोड़ लोगों को उसका फायदा मिले। और जो प्राइवेट कंपनियां यहाँ आई हैं, मैं अपने भाई की बिहार वाले साथी की बात को और आगे बढ़ाता हूँ। उन्होंने कहा कि पिछड़ों को आरक्षण दिया जाना चाहिए, ST SC को आरक्षण दिया जाना चाहिए। मैं कहता हूं अध्यक्ष महोदय, जस्टिस सच्चर ने कहा इस मुल्क में मुसलमानों की हालत दलितों से भी बदतर है, आर्थिक रूप से, सामाजिक रूप से, शैक्षणिक रूप से। जो प्राइवेट कंपनियां यहां आई हैं, जिन्हें इजाजत मिल गई है, उनमें पिछड़ों को भी आरक्षण होना चाहिए, मुसलमानों को भी आरक्षण होना चाहिए, ताकि समग्र विकास हो सके। आपने मुझे मौका दिया, बहुत शुक्रिया।
Thank you, Mr. Munawar Salim.